Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, bro.
Yeah. How was the weekend?
Yeah, the weekend was good.
All right, that's good. I'm seeing a lot of opportunities on GU and Euro USD today on a buy. I don't know whether Euro USD 2 has moved. Uh, they have all moved. I don't know. Very hard. So I was seeing a lot of opportunities at the dawn time on. So this thing is making me to adjust my strategy on either two. So let's quickly analyze before we should have come to the stream early. I'm seeing a lot of opportunities today on a buy. So on so first of all, we are going to analyze the GBP. Oh, we should have come to the stream earlier. I think that was so on the weekly time frame you have a resistance. I think it's moving on the daily time frame. So daily is already an uptrend. So H42 is an uptrend. So this is the range we are going to take advantage of. But one thing too is it seems like this is the area of interest, and you have to buy on a strong area of interest. That's the mistake most people do. Anytime you are taking a decision on a trade, you have to make sure you are taking it on a stronger area of interest. So usually I prefer the H4. So now the H1 has broken above this one. So let's move to the H1. So I don't know whether to take a buy over here. The stop loss is going to be wide. Sheesh. So I wish to take a buy. The stop loss, take profit to 21. Stop loss is going to be 24. So this point will be the stop loss. So let's check the news. Today is Monday, right? Monday, there was no news. So H1. So I think it's on top too much. It's far from the area of interest. It's far from the area of interest. This is the area of interest. It's too far. It's too far. It's too far. It's too far. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What do you think? I want to take a bar, but the closure, the closure of this one, the where we are getting the entry is far from the area of interest. This is the area of interest. Are we to take a buy? What do you people think? Brainy, are you there?
The price is high, yeah. The price is high.
But we are in volume time. Oh.
Time, okay.
We are in volume time. So looking left to the, let me check the H1. So H1 to, okay, this is the point. The price is too high. This is the area of interest. So I might even adjust the way I trade sometimes, because the way things are moving, I'm missing a lot of trade. This was the opportunity. Okay, the opportunity was supposed to be, because this one, the moment this one broke above this one, I was doing some back testing during the weekend, and I'm starting to discover something. The price is too high. It's not, even though it might move, but the stop loss and the take profits. What do you think? Are you going to buy? This is the H1. If you are buying on H1, the price is too high. Price is too high. But you are in volume time too. Let me change there. Oh, what decision are we going to take? Oh, what decision are we going to take? This is the area of interest, and this is the price. You are in volume time. Price is far from the area of interest. So the thing is, it's let me check Euro USD to Euro USD to the same thing. Okay, so I think Euro USD, there was an opportunity because it's not that far, like 14. Yeah, so you can take a buy on Euro USD. I think. Let me check it. So I wanted to take the buy on GU, but I wanted to take the buy. Okay, so let me check there. Oh, so this Euro USD to, this was the point. This was the perfect point we could have entered. So like, even though it will buy, it will get to this side. So if you think you are okay, you are comfortable with the stop loss, you can take a buy on Euro USD. Let me check you, because sometimes when one thing is, when price is high, it will retrace. You get it? It will trace, but you don't know when. And one thing that I'm considering is we are in volume time. You get it? You are in volume time. So, Brandon, are you taking the Euro USD or you took the GBP US?
I wanted to take the areas.
The Euro USD. So then, if you are taking it,
Because that one, even
your stop loss should be, so with the Euro USD is the area of interest too. You get it? This is the area of interest. So your stop loss should be beneath. Your stop loss should be beneath. I always prefer it to be beneath because most of the times the H1 is a fake out this thing time frame. Um, should be beneath this maybe around this area. But even though it looks good to buy, it looks good, and you are in volume time. There was no news too. So myself, I'm considering. Yeah. So what are you doing? Are you which? So you see, as I said, the price. If the price is high, it will retrace. It will retrace. So the perfect time was at this point. You get it? So as I'm saying, always when you are buying, make sure you are buying close to an area of interest. This point, the price is too high. Price is too high at this point. Price is too high at this point. This was the point. This happened around. I think I took. So I'm thinking that like I might be disobeying the timing because when the H4 close above support or resistance, one thing is it's since the H4 is a stronger area of interest, it gets respected even though there was no volume time using the H4 to confirm. So I might sometimes you might be seeing me taking trades around the Asian session if I see a nice opportunity because this was the point that I saw the trade. It was around this point. You get it? When H4 broke this H4, so it was the same thing happened on Friday, but I was just, and because of that, it made me went back to the chart to readjust the way I trade. So sometimes when I see some setup, not every setup that I take on my live account, sometimes I can take some trades on demo account to practice my system, so that when I come to life, I'll be confident. Okay, this same thing happened on Friday. You see, this one broke above the area of interest. The H4 broke above the area of interest. You get it, and it's fly what? It's fly up. It's fly up. When you the entry was around this point, the M30. So now what I'm going to do is I'll be using the H4. I'll be using the H4 for confirmation on a support or resistance, because one thing I've noticed is most of the time when you use the H1 and the M30 to confirm your setup, it's not that strong as compared to. So I did a back test for the whole this weekend. I did a back test for the whole of, maybe I started from April to date, and I noticed that thing really played out. It's really play out. So I'm going to be using the H4 for confirmation. So as it's happening over here, it has broken above an area of interest. Okay, so when H4 breaks above or beneath an area of interest, it's a stronger confirmation. It's a stronger confirmation. So something like what has happened on Euro USD, this point would have been the entry. Okay, but now before the session that we came, price was too high. But I still see, if you want to take a buy, you can take it. If you want to take a buy over here, but you have to, maybe if there will be something like a market structure, something like a bearish candle. So that's why I usually see adding entries to position when you are in profit. Sometimes it's a risky way of going by it, because the using 30 minutes or H4 break of structure to confirm your entry is not that strong. Okay, so sometimes adding position to your trades, it's kind of risky. Because one thing I noticed that thing on during Friday, I was watching the market. I noticed that thing. So this is what, maybe if you are waiting for, you see, if you wait for a market structure, a bearish closure, then you wait for a bullish candle but break above. That one, it will give you something like the market has rested for some time before moving to that side. But it still looks good since you are in volume time. So lending session. So let's hope if this candle close bearish, maybe the H1 candle close bearish. Okay, it's close bearish. So it will close. If it's close bearish, it is going to fall on the lending open section. You get it? It's going to fall on lending open section. So lending open, it comes with a lot of volume. So let's go for a deep retracement. Okay, but if you are still in the trade, you don't have to get worried, because the higher time frame is confirming what? It's confirming a clean zone. When you look left, the H4 is confirming a clean zone. So how nice it is. You get it, how nice it is. So this area is going to, let me check. I was thinking this is a wick. Okay, so one thing you have to notice, this point, these areas are going to be filled. These areas are going to be filled. By the perfect entry would have been here. Okay, that one will be close to. So we buy what? We buy at a lower price, and you sell at what? A higher price. So if price is too high, buying it is what? It's not worth it. So I see even the GU, I see the H4 too. It's like the H4 close, but it's close with no bottom wick. So now price has been moving before us, which is very bad. Price has been moving. So today let's do analysis on gold. So Friday there was a lot of opportunity, even on gold. I don't know those who traded gold, those who traded. I even saw it. So I think I updated the group about it on this buy. It was a perfect buy on this area, but it moved beyond the area of it even moved beyond the key level. So that was a perfect buy. So it's very simple to predict or analyze a market, which is very simple. But most of the time, as I said, you will miss a lot of trade as you have been experiencing. But you still have to be patient for the right thing to happen. Do the right thing. So on gold, on the weekly time frame, we have an area of interest over here. On the daily time frame too. On the daily time frame. So on the weekly time frame. The daily time frame, we have an area of interest over here. So gold is it's there's no data looking left. So when you check the H4 to on the H4 time frame, you have an area of interest over here. So you change it to a line chart for it to be easy for you. So the daily is what? The daily is what? An uptrend. H4 is an uptrend. So the best way we can do is what? Now there's no area of interest, and as I said, we buy on what? H4 and daily area of interest, or the higher time frame area of interest. H1 is not in our book. Let's maybe there was what? Price has got into a stronger area of interest on the H1 time frame. So maybe it has gotten to maybe two support. So now what you'll be expecting if you want to take a buy, the best way to do is what? Either you wait for a breakout and close over here, not too high, or you wait for a pullback, a deep pullback to this area of interest. Then what? You take a buy. This is what you have to expect. Then you take a buy. Then you take a buy. So let's move to the H1 and see what's happening. So I don't trust, I don't believe on H1. The reason why most people lose in the market is because they are using they are using the lower time frame to do the analysis and those stuffs. Using the lower time frame to do those things is going to cost you a lot. Use the high time frame. Even though with that one you are not going to take trace or you are not going to get trace more often, but it's best to be using those time frames to confirm your entries. You get it? I don't trust because H1 support and resistance can easily be broken, but with H4 daily, it really takes a lot of time for it to be broken. So it's always best to use those time frames. Use the H4, confirm your entry on those time frames. That's what is going to give you a long-term success in the industry. But if you want to get more frustrated, if you don't want to get more frustrated in the game, use those time frames for your. So now this is an area of interest, but you are not going to be using this, and you come back and be watching. It's the probability or the possibility or the chances of it breaking this one is very high. So I always prefer the best way to take a buy. The best thing to look for on gold is what? Let's wait for the H4. So that will happen around 9 a.m. So you wait for the H4 to break above this one, then what? You take a buy. That's the best thing you do. So something like this, you wait for the H4 to break, even though all the higher time frames are what? An uptrend. So what you can do is what? You wait for the H1, you wait for H1 to break it like this. Sorry, the H4 to break it like this. Then you take what? A buy. You get it? Then you take a buy. So something like this. That would be the perfect way. Because with that one, you are going to get an area of interest over here. You get it? You're going to get an area of interest over there. But if you are buying within this area, like you'll be standing on a sleepy grounds. It's easily for the market to what? It's easily for everything to collapse to this side. You get it? It's easily for everything to collapse to this side. So the best way to go by this one is what? This point is not safe to buy. It's not safe around this point area. If you are really going to buy on what? Area of interest, this point is not safe. So the safer place is to wait for the breakout of this one, then you take a buy. That's the best way to go by it. You get it? That's the best way to go by it. So let's check the other time frames. Let's check the other place. I'm not in any trade at the moment. I'm not comfortable. So as I said, you can either wait for this bearish candle to break to close like this, then the next one will flip bullish. It's going to move up, so that's not a problem. It's not good. It's going to move up. Or sometimes if this one starts flipping bullish, if it starts flipping bullish, and take a buy. I've not been getting like the setup that I would say this is the setup. Always sketchy setups. But it's Monday, so let's not rush the process. We have 4 days to. We have 4 days for the week to end. I was thinking before this move, I was thinking maybe the this candle is going to flip, like it's going to move further down. Then we take the buy at the break. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Then it moved, but it's fine. So let's see what this candle. Let's see what this candle will be doing. But I have a strong belief that it's not going to give us a chance to enter. It's going to move straight up to this side. But I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable buying at this point. Right. Yeah, so Euro USD is making the deep retracement. One thing is since this candle has broken above this one, it's going to head towards this side. With that one there, it's a fact. It needs to move to this side. But it might make a retracement at this end, then it will continue. So if H4 breaks, the confirmation is stronger as compared to the other time frames. But it looks like this. I don't know whether it's going to make the bottom weight. because a week over here, like there was a week, there was no week. So it is making a deep retracement. It's making a deep retracement. So lending open will move it up. Lending open will move it up. So it's trying to create the bottom weight. So let me check the GU to then see. So anytime you see me in a trade, you see me placing the risk management tool. So please take note. If you see me in a trade, then I'll be placing the risk management tool. So if I've not placed the risk management tool, then you have to know that I'm not in the trade. So this is a signal. So GU2 is making the retracement as I talked. It's making the retracement. So if because the top wick it's created, it's kind of, so it's like it's making the retracement to the area of interest. So the one thing I'm saying is always sometimes if you're adding positions to trade, it's very risky. You see Friday, the way this thing happened, the way this, so assume maybe you've gotten your first entry at this point. Maybe you got your first entry at this, sorry, you got your first entry at this point. That will be the M30, right? That the entry will be coming from M30. So this point. But if you are adding another position and thinking this is the area of interest, if you're adding another position, maybe you entered around this end. If you entered around this end, then you see the thing retrace. So your stop, you are going to get stopped out. One thing is adding a position to a trade is you are going to use lower time frame, and your support and resistances too are going to be on lower time frames, which makes the trade very risky. So it's a risky way. So adding a position to a trade is a risky thing to do. So you see the market retrace, got stopped you out, made a deep retracement, then what moved again. That was so getting the first entry when price is low is the best way to go by. Is the best way to go by things. So now it is making the deep retracement. Uh, that's kind of that's kind of
Hello, listen, I have a question.
all right.
So, I was watching market today. You were mentioning fair value gap. Can you please elaborate on that?
I don't use fair value. Okay. So one thing you have to notice in the forex market, everyone most like everyone sees the market differently, and you have many strategies that people use. You get it. So one thing I will, if you are a beginner, if you are a totally beginner, if you are, hold on, I'm coming. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. So one thing I'm saying is in the forex market or in the financial market, the way to analyze the market is not a one-way thing. You get it? Everyone sees the market differently. So if you are starting out your journey, one advice I'm going to give it to you is follow what your mentor is teaching you, because the moment you start doing things outside what your mentor is teaching you, it's going to take you a long time before you figure it out. So for me, I've been in the game for, please mute yourself, your background is noisy. I've been in the game for long, and I know what works and what doesn't work. Most of the things that you are talking about is the same concept that I'm teaching, but people have used, or people have termed it, they've used different names to what, to give it, to label it. So if you're a beginner and you are going to concentrate on all these things, it's going to take you a long time. So focus on one thing. So fair value gap and those things are all the support and resistances and those stuffs. Is it clear? So I don't use fair value gaps. I don't use, yeah, I don't use those fair value gaps. I use market structure, support and resistances, or demand and supply. When it breaks, I'm targeting the next zone. That's what I do. All right. So have I sent you the course? Is it the beginners level or the technical? Is it the technical analysis part to have sent it to you? Okay. So yeah. So you have to go through the technical analysis part. All right. So this one is going to create the bottom wick. I'm sure it's going to create a bottom wick, then it will continue up. Yeah, it will continue up. So lending. So I think if it breaks this one, I might go in for a buy. Let me check the risk to reward. So one thing you have to notice, this area is what, a weekly resistance. You get it? So it's a stronger area that H4 has broken. It's a strong area of interest that H4 has broken. But one thing I'm seeing is it's like this candle formed with no bottom wick. So I'm thinking maybe it's going to create the bottom wick. I don't know. If you zoom in, you see like some small wicks beneath. But let's see. 90 minutes. It's left with 90 minutes for the lending section to open. So I'm thinking maybe when it breaks this one, it will be a good buy. Let me check the G. So GU2, the entry. The entry level, see, if it breaks beneath, if it closes something like, if it makes a bullish candle over here, if it makes a bullish candle over here, something like this, because the from where we are going to enter to the next area of interest is kind of wide. You get it? It's kind of wide. Yeah, sorry. So let's see how the candle is going to close like. Let's see how the candle is going to close like. The way I'm kind of confused over here because of how it is closing. So it's left with 60 minutes. It's left with 60 minutes. It's left with 60 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. It's left with 60 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. Let me check Euro USD. So exactly what I said. But this one has closed with no. So if you want to enter, kind of. So you wait. I'll recommend you wait for the. You wait for the H1 to close. It's left with 15 minutes. So you wait for the 15-minute candle to close. You might even miss it. So if it's above this one, then the next target will be at this end. So the market is all about being confident, okay? And confidence to come when you've seen the thing happening more often. So you don't have to be scared of entering. For me, if I see something that moves or goes according to how I enter the market, I'm going to enter. You have to be confident. If you are not confident, you are not going to earn in this market. Confidence in your system. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I don't know whether to enter a buy if this candle close bullish. To enter kind of. That's the boring part about it. You know where the market is going to get, but sometimes where to put your feet in, put your feet on is a problem. As in getting where you'll be able to enter the market is a problem. Because one thing is I don't trust these areas. So you see how easily this 30-minute candle broke. I don't usually have strong beliefs in those lower time frames area of interest. But one thing too is we are in volume time. So when you are in volume time, you are going to see a lot of volatility in the market. So you are going to see a spike in the markets. So exactly what I said, Euro USD is going to flip. Why did you enter? Not yet. Okay. But the stop loss, if you are using this where the H4 candle, but unless you use risky stop loss. But for the meantime, you can put it over here because this is the area of interest. You have to put it beneath an area of interest. So if this one breaks above this one like this, but it looks like the 30 minutes, I don't know whether there was a wick over here. So wait for the 30 minutes to close. If you wait, sometimes It can move before you. So let's wait for the 30-minute candle to close. So the 30-minute candle closing will be in alliance with the H1 candle what's closing. So GU is what I'm confused on now. So you see what GU2 is doing. So you see exactly what we said. So now the price is even becoming. So if this one, if this the candle breaks, if this candle closes beneath here, then it has created a support. Charlie, it's becoming tougher. You know it's going to get to this side, but where to enter is the problem. Where to enter is the problem. On Euro USD. Let me check it. For the safer side, because where the H4, I usually prefer using the H4 for my stop. But where the H4 close, where the H4 candle close, it's close 16 pips. The H4. So let's. And for the meantime, you can put it over here. Let me check. Checking left. Let me see what that does. Okay. The H1 looks good. Yes, okay. So I might even go for the Euro USD myself. Now let's wait for it. Left with 9 minutes for it to close. So let's wait for this. So 14 pips. So it's like 1-to-1, something like 1-to-1. So let's wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Because GU, the entry is not there. GU, the entry, the zone on GU is wider than Euro USD. Okay, 18 pips. But I think Euro USD, the entry is more clear than it's more better than. But one thing about Euro USD, it's wicked. There are a lot of wicks more often, so you have to place your stop at the safer side. So let's wait for the closure of the candle. Then we make a decision. So before it will happen, you have to prepare, set up. Load your bullets. So 7 minutes. 7 minutes for it to close. Using this one. 10. Because let me check the daily. Daily looks good. Daily looks good. Daily is an uptrend. It looks good to the send. H4. So H4. Looking left on H4. Yeah, H4 too looks good. H4 looks good. Are you going for Euro USD or GBP USD? GU has moved. I don't know. I don't know whether to, because this the area of interest is far. It's not worth it. So let me go for Euro USD, because on GU the area of interest is far. But it seems like this candle closed with no bottom. It seems like the opening. Okay, there was a wick. So Euro USD look far better. So the stop loss. The stop loss should be beneath this area of interest. This is the stronger area of interest. You get it? It should be beneath this stronger area of interest. This stop loss too is too wide. The stop loss using this point to H1. Could I? This 14 pips. 14 pips. This one is 14. So it's left with 3 minutes. The stop loss is 20. Let me check it out and see. So it is retracing. It is waking in. So it is waking in, which is not good. Let me check GU. Yeah, same thing as CJ. It's like they are moving the same. Let me check gold. So, so Euro USD, I think it's want to it's creating a bottom wick for yeah, it's creating a bottom wick. So lending will be open soon. I think a few seconds for it to open. So let's see what will happen. Let's see what lending. Is lending going to move it fast? So lending open. You are in lending open section. Where it's closed. So the H1 resistance has been broken. So there's no entry for now. There is no entry for now. So if you can see it clearly, with GU the candle open with no, so it is going to wake down. The chances of it waking down is very high. It's going to the chances of it retracing is very high. So you have to be patient for the right thing to happen. Don't rush. If you rush in this game, you are going to lose money. Just be systematic. So I was thinking that H1 is going to break above this zone, then we take a buy to this end on Euro USD. So I don't know whether we are going to go in for an aggressive one, or because now it has created a resistance over here. It has created a resistance. Let's see. Let's see the closure. Let's see how this candle is going to form. So as I explained, you see the wick has been created. It has created a wick. It has created a wick. So on GU, the best place, supposing maybe we got the entry over here would have been this side, and Euro USD to this would have been the best. So this side where price has got into now, this is the best point. This is the best point. So it is trying to flip bullish. Just trying to flip bullish. So let me check the H1 and see whether no. So it is pulling back. So let's wait for what you are going to wait for is we are going to wait for the closure. Okay, we are going to wait for the closure above this point. You wait for the closure above this point, then we take a buy. So you see, most of the lower time frames structure has been failing. So you see the reason why I said don't focus on the lower time frames. Most of the lower time frame, focusing on lower time frames, a lot of fake out. So if you want to see more, to see like less losing in the market, the best thing is to focus on higher time frames. That's the best way to go. Lower time frames, I would say, were created for you to lose. You see, most of the lower time frame structures has been breaking just like that. You will not be seeing this thing at the H4 time frame or daily time frame. You're not going to be seeing those things. So I remember those times when I started my job, I used to lose a lot because I was watching this person who was saying you have to strictly use 10 pips as your stop loss. But looking at market structure too, looking at the safer place to place your stop loss, it's more than 10 pips. But since you are naive about what you are doing, you just follow blindly. You just follow blindly, which is not the best way to go. So if you want to see using higher time frames, change everything for me. And I am from what I'm seeing to from the days to come to, you are going to see me winning more trades because of using the higher time frames. You are going to see me winning more trades. So as I said, the best point or the best place to take a buy on gold is what? Wait for the breakout of this one, because this point is not safe. These areas are not safe to take a buy on gold. You have a lot of key levels. You have a lot of consolidations over here. You have a lot of consolidations. So GU2 is retracing. As I said, so today you are watching or you are looking up to the Euro USD. So we are going to wait for breakout. You get it. You are going to wait for the breakout. Wait for the breakout of this H1 candle. So when it break out like this, then you take the next trade will be at this end. The next trade will be at this end. So something like this is what I'm expecting on Euro USD. Why? It has been playing out. Why are you saying 200%? People out there are complicating things. Sometimes they will, that's why I'm saying you people are sick, because they will be telling you to use other things that are irrelevant. You'll be using other things and you get yourself confused. But I've made it very simple to the basics. You don't need to be concentrating on many things to make money in the forex market. Just understanding some basic principles, example, zones, those stuff. As I said, since how the person is doing it is making him or her money, it's cool. If it is making the person money, it's cool. You can't dispute it. So I think it's want to create a clear top wick. So let's wait for the closure of this candle, then see what will happen. Because since H4 has broken beneath this one, this is a stronger zone. So since H4 has been able to break it, then we have a high chances of this price moving to this end, even though it will consolidate small at the lower time frame, but it will break out. But we are still what adapting. You have to adapt to. So if you see me doing the support, this one yeah, it's weekly. It's on weekly time frame. Weekly resistance. So since the daily and H4 are in the same direction, the chances of it moving up is very high. The chances of it moving up is very high. See, the way we've been predicting the markets like crazy. We don't come here and say the market it will sell and it will start buying. Have you? It doesn't happen more often. Or am I lying? Are you guys there? Yeah, we have a lot of people over here. See, most of the things that I've been preaching about, when I come to the market, oh, I'm expecting it to buy, get to this side. It has been playing out perfectly, but just that we don't get entries. Today, as I came to the market, I said, gold, you are going to look for a buy. But if you want to look for a buy, wait for the breakout of this, or you wait for the retracement, then it will continue up. It has been doing exactly what I've been saying. Exactly what I've been saying. So today we don't have any high impact news. We don't have high impact news like that on any of the pairs. So this is the fundament. This Monday, okay. So you don't have high impact news like that. So you have FOMC member Walla speaks. This is a medium impact news. So the rest are. So I think this week you have to make money this week, because this week is clean at the lending session. The only day that is going to be chaos is Thursday, which is you have a lot of news. Thursday I might not even trade because you have a lot of news. So I might not even do a stream on Thursday. But sometimes you have to observe. So Thursday you have a lot of news, which is not advisable to be trading that time. So the rest we have clean days. So it's flipping. GU is flipping. It's flipping. Let me check EU. So Euro USD 2 is flipping. So it is finally flipping. It is finally flipping. You guys are underrating me. The way I've been predicting the markets, you people have been underrating me. GU was supposed to be the door, but GU was supposed to be the door. So let's wait for the H1 to close. If it's close above this one, then we take a buy. Or the way Euro USD move, maybe it might even happen around. Sure. I think now volume is pumping in. Volume is pumping in. So the 30 minutes is about to close in the next 8 minutes. In the next 8 minutes, the 30 minutes will close. So it's only things that the market is going to give you a textbook way of entering the market. It's only few times. Sometimes it's very difficult. You have to crack your brains because our focus is on the H4 time frame. You get me? The focus is on H4 time frame. The rest of the time frames are all what? Additions. The main focus is what? For the H4 candle to move to this side. So you have to ask yourself, how are you going to what? Make it to this side? How are you going to enter? So after finding out your focus time frame, then you move towards. Then you move to ways of what? Finding an entry. Ways of getting an entry. So I think today the market is slow because I'm expecting a high volume during the lending session. I think it's the same thing that happens. So mostly if the lending session consolidates, when it's time for the pre-New York session, you see volume coming from that time. That's around the H4 candle closure and the new H4 candle open. That's when you see volume that you see a lot of volume during that time. So I'm thinking maybe the H4 that one too would have been a nice idea if the H4 candle close. If the H4 candle is going to close, if the H4 candle is going to close, then the new one would have been a nice because the way even this candle formed, I'm not even. So the 30-minute candle has closed. Okay, it's left with 4 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close on Euro US. So the 30-minute candle is closing like the candle is not convincing. So the way this candle close shows or tells you that what the next candle that was going to be. You have to know how to read candles, but it needs to form on what? It needs to form on a support or a resistance. It needs to form on a support or a resistance because this candle is showing you that what the previous candle is showing you that what buyers were in control of the market and what sellers took over the market. You get it? So this signals that what the next candle should move down. But when you are reading candles, make sure those kind of candles are forming on support or resistance. Don't focus on only the reading as your confirmation. You need to focus on, you have to take many things into or factor many things into consideration to decide. You have to factor many things into consideration to decide. So especially you have to take into consideration the trend of the market, the support and resistance, where it is forming. Okay, where it is forming, the time of the day. They are all very important when you are making a decision. So the candles that are forming are all weak candles. They are all weak candles. So gold, of late, gold has been consolidating during the lending session, most often. So the way it is currently consolidating, one thing I'm seeing it, or one thing I'm projecting it, maybe around the closure of the H4 candle, we are going to see a lot of volume during that time. Even though it will move to the target, okay, it's going to move to the target, but you're going to see a lot of consolidation. We are going to see a lot of moves when the new H4 candle form, because on Friday, this is where the entry happened. This is the new H4 candle. So when the new H4 candle opened, we saw a lot of volume. So if you want to see the time, you move to the lower time frames. So around 9 o'clock, that's when the H4 candle opened and the new H4 candle closed. So this was it. So this is the 9 o'clock. So one thing you have to notice, what when a new H4 candle opens and closes, you are going to see a lot of volume. You see a lot of spike volatility in the market. So this is what happened around 9 o'clock. Friday trade was a nice trade. It was a nice trade, but it didn't move to target. It retraced before what moving to the targets. So it moved like 21 pips. So and around 2 something, it moved again to the target. So I'm sure the same thing will happen today. This candle is going to make a deep retracement. This candle is going to make a deep retracement. So it seems like, from the look of things, it looks like Euro USD and GBP USD have some positive correlation, as in they move in the same direction. But that's not the case. You get me? That is not the case. Move according to your technical analysis. Don't say GBP is selling, so Euro USD. I don't believe in. I don't work, or I've not been using those things. If I'm looking at this chart, if there's an opportunity, I'm taking it. I'm not going to look at other pairs for my correlations. I don't do those things. You have some pairs that are positive correlated. You have negative correlated pairs and other stuff, but that's not the case. You have to always analyze based on what you are seeing. Analyze based on what you are seeing. So it is trying to move to the area of interest. It is trying to move to the area of interest before it will get to the target. But I'm sure if it doesn't happen now, it will happen around the H4 closure. Because all the higher time frames are moving up. You get it? All the higher time frames are moving up. So that we have some high chances of it moving up. So I'm sure. Today the market is slow because I'm expecting a high volume during the lending session. I think this is something that happens. So mostly if the lending session consolidates when it's time. So trading itself is very boring. It's a boring game. The boring things are what makes you a lot of money. It's like learning. If you are learning, too boring. Reading, too boring. So boring. So same thing in trading. Trading is boring. But you have to get a passion. You have to develop the passion for a game. Like have some love in analyzing. You have to have some love in analyzing and those stuffs. Watching the chart playing out and other stuff. That's where the love is. But if you think, if your focus is the money, your longevity, because it's boring. Sometimes you wait for, according to the way you trade or according to your system, you wait for a longer time for it to play out, and sometimes you wait and you miss the trade and other stuff. So if you don't have the passion for how to analyze, it will not be good to you or for you. So you have to develop the love for the game. For me, I like analyzing. I like seeing the chart playing out. Especially sometimes I'll be doing back testing and I'll feel like I'm very happy because I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the pattern happening continuously. See, at that moment I'll feel happy because I feel like I'm close. I'm close. I'm close to the Lamborghini. So you have to develop some love for the game. And I'm sure most people even don't even backtest. People have not even, since they paid me for the distance, they've not even requested for the course. They don't even know there was a course. There was a course that they have to go through. So how are you expecting to understand what I'm doing? So GU is retracing. It is retracing. So making a deep retracement to the area of interest. Making a deep retracement to the area of interest. It is making a deep retracement to the area of interest. So as I said, so if you are buying, okay, anytime you are taking a trade, make sure you have a level that you are going to focus on. If you don't have a level, especially as I said, if you don't have a level, the market is going to mess you up. So trade on levels, area of interest. You get it? So when you check last time what happened, the Friday trade, that I don't usually like trading gold, but with this kind of trade, I was very confident on. So on gold, the monthly, there was no support and resistances. So let me show you what happened on gold. It fell on what? A stronger area of interest. So now my focus, my analysis, my entry is going to be based on what? The H4. So you see, the market was doing, it was in a downtrend. The moment this one broke, it turns to what? An uptrend. You get it? It turns to an uptrend. This was what? So if you were patient to wait for the H4 candle to break above this one, this happened during the NYSE session, the New York Stock Exchange session, around this end. Okay, so when you move, so if you can't, even you can get an entry over here. So you can see there was what? A support over here. There was another support over here, which makes it very strong, which makes this area very strong. You get it? This area is very strong. So I usually call it golden zone. So if you want to take an entry, you would take it at the flip of this candle, which is very nice, very high confident, a high probability trade. So even if you want to move to the H1, you would take a buy over here. You move to 30 minutes. So this point will be your entry, and gold fly like eagle. It flew to this side. So when you get those area, when you get those levels, when price close exactly on those levels, it's a high probability trade. So this is the point that you could have taken a buy. So I'm thinking the way things are moving now, I'm thinking volume will come into the market during the closure of the H4 candle. That's when I'm thinking maybe there will be a volume. The closure of the H4 candle. So if the H4 candle close like this, then you still have to what, move to the lower time frames to search or find for your entry. So now the 30-minute candle has created a support over here. So since I don't trust these time frames, I don't usually trust them. I don't usually trust these time frames. This week we need to get a nice trace. Let me check the weekly. So if you guys can remember, last week I analyzed this one perfectly. This was last week candle, and I told you what, it has gotten to this area of interest. If you can remember, I said it has gotten to this area of interest. So what you have to wait for is what? A closure of this candle. You wait for a closure of this candle. But if you can remember, I said it was too early for for the candle not moving, because last week we had a lot of high impact news on pound. Okay, the CPI, the retail sales. So I was saying it is going to move up. I said either if we can get something like this, that one would have been a nice idea. But we we might get a move to that side. Okay, we might get a straight move to that side, and it's played out exactly, because this one has made a break. It has made a break. It has made a break, retest, then trend continuation. That's how it works. So it's very simple if you understand the basic concept. The basic concept is what is important. If you get a basic concept, trading becomes very simple, because when you come to the market, you know exactly what you are looking for. So sometimes if you guys can notice, sometimes I even tell you before the price will move that if there's going to be an opportunity in the market, I tell you before that what I'm seeing in the market looks like a great opportunity today. I tell you before. So that's the power of what, if you understand what you are doing. So it's left with 13 minutes for this candle to close. I'm thinking of something. So exactly what I said, I told you, with a 30-minute candle, I don't have a strong belief in those candles. Okay, fake out a lot of times. You fake out a lot of times. So those candles fake out a lot of times. So the M30 is trying to head towards the area of interest. See the long wick it has left. So the probability that this wick is going to get filled is very high. So you see, when this one created a wick, it has been filled by these candles. So anytime that the market to create a long wick, one thing you see, this one created a long wick, it came back filled. One thing you have to bear in mind is that it is going to get filled, and gaps too are going to be filled. Gaps too are going to be filled. So they are all confluences. Those things are all confluences. We add it up to make a decision in the market. When it comes to the wicks, the gaps, we add it up to make a decision in the market. So it's left with 10 minutes for this candle to close. This area is the best area to take a buy. This area is the best area, but the entry is the problem, because when you watch the H4 candle, it has gotten to the target, the area that we were targeting. You get it? It has gotten to the area that we were targeting. But as in the entries, I don't want to be taking an aggressive entries, because this point, even this point is too high. But this point, but this, when you take a sell over here, it will be close to your stop loss. Your stop loss is going to reduce. Your stop loss is going to reduce. That one you get 15 pips. But if you are entering it over here, you are going to get an additional. You're going to get an additional pips, adding it up to your stop loss. So the GU is flipping. It is flipping. Hey, August has really moved very fast. Tomorrow is 20th. The month is about to end very soon. That's very quick. So it's left with 8 minutes. It's left with 8 minutes. Is it going to break above this one? Let's wait and see. So GU2 is heading towards, it's moving up. So the bias has been the same since we came to the stream early morning. We said we are looking for buys and it has never changed. The bias has never changed. We came in looking for a buy and still sticking to the bias. So if this candle can be able to break above this one, it won't be a bad idea to go in for. Let me see the daily candle. So on the daily time frame, we have a bigger room to this side. So if the daily is going to close above this one, it's going to be a nice swing trade. 27 pips, 54. So GU2 has closed bullish. Should you take GU or you should take GU? I might take GU. What do you guys think? Because the retracement has already happened. GU2, we have some consolidation over here because we are basing on H1. We are basing on H1 for the entry, and I'm seeing some consolidation at the H1. Okay, I think we have a breathe space. So I said you should take GU. It's left to 2 minutes. There's no volume. Okay, GU has even bounced back again. It's even bouncing back. You have to be very careful on the entry. You have to be very careful. $17 pips, 19 pips. I'm not certain on the GU yet though. I'm not certain because the way the candle is closing, it's late with 54 seconds. It's not convincing. The candle is not convincing. They are all losing candles. So 27 seconds. So if you are taking a buy, what if you are going to put your stop loss beneath the side? That will be a big, 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 big. So the candle has closed. My problem is where the entry is a problem. The entry is a problem now. So are you going to take the flip? If it's flip, the next target is at this level. Pips. Kind of. They are not. They are not. So, Brainy, what's up? Are you going to make a decision or what? I don't like where it is closing. I don't like the close where it's far. It's too far from the area of interest. It's too far. Price is too far. uh, so it is breaking. Decision making has been tough. Entering over here, it's an aggressive. Entering over here is going to be an aggressive way. The market really push. It's really push when it gets to Yeah. The euro is making sense and the euro makes sense. But with the GU, even though it is going to move up, even the H4, the way the H4, it's like it's open with no bottom wick. GU is top. So when you buy at top, maybe when you buy at the top, volume, you don't get enough volume as compared to if you get it at an area of interest like H4, daily, the weekly. So mostly when you get it at H1, let's see, even though it will move up, as I said earlier, it will move up to this side. But as to where to enter to stand and what shoot is a problem. As to where to stand and shoot is a problem. And today too, it seemed like I'm sure maybe during after the closure of the 9 o'clock candle, there will be enough volume. So this was the initial point when we came to the market early morning today, and I was saying we came to the market around the side. It was here, it retraced, and now you are getting it. They said if you are not going to enter, then you are still going to give it to you at a higher price. Still keep on giving it to you at a higher price. The price. So sometimes you have to watch. You need to observe and see something. Let's see what will happen. I need to buy it. Buy. Yeah, I'm not hearing you well. You were saying something. Money is involved. Oh, but it's moving up. For the app there, it will move. But one thing I'm not comfortable is when you watch the H4, see where you are going to buy. You get it. So if you are buying at something close to the area of interest, if you are buying at this level, for instance, that one would have been cool. You get it. From here to the area of interest is not far. But buying at this point in the middle of fourth, a move, you get it. If you buy at this point, same thing as I explained, that you don't have to adding position is very risky. So this one is like someone who got a move over here, and the person is trying to add position. The risk involved because you've passed the area of interest, trying to add position. There's risks involved. It can make a deep retracement any moment. Suppose maybe you got an entry over here. That one, if the market is making a retracement, you are not going to feel it like buying it over here and the market's moving to this side. When is it going to get to this side? I hope you get what I'm saying. When assume the market is making it has made a deep retracement. When when in a break even. So, but if you entered over here, if you entered over here and the market is making retracement, you will not be in drawdown for long. To be some short time and it will move in your favor. But entering over here when you are being in drawdown, it's going to be deep. It's going to take you a long time. So what are even the chances that it is going to get to your target? So let's just observe. Even though you have the focus of that is going to move to that side, so let's observe and see. No FOMO. No FOMO. No FOMO. Today I'll stay here for the 9 o'clock candle to close. Let's stay for the 9 o'clock candle to close. You see, boom, then the thing has moved up. It is moving. It is moving. They're still not moved. So if you're entering, then this point will be the entry level. But for me, I will let it go because I don't want to enter a position where I'm going to be in it. So I hope you understood the analogy or the example that I gave. I said, so this is the thing. This is the area of interest. This is the strong area of interest. Maybe on H4 daily or weekly. You get it? This is the analogy that I gave on H4 daily or weekly. And price has moved from this side to this side. Price has moved. If you are getting it over here, and one thing you have, as we know, price doesn't move linear. You get it? It doesn't move linear. By all means, you get some consolidation. So if you are entering it over here, then as we understand, price doesn't move linear. It's moving a what? Skewed or in a sketchy way. By all means, price will do some what? Retracement. So by the time this is the point or this is the level that it is going to reject price to move what? Up. We've understood. So you will be okay to be in the drawdown if the market is moving like that. But if price head towards the side, price move very fast to this side. If price head towards the side, imagine, and as I explained, the market doesn't move, it will make some retracement. So if it is making retracement, you are going to be in drawdown. See where you entered, where you bought. This is the price you bought, and now price has fallen to this side. You get it? Price has fallen to this side. So you're going to be in a deep drawdown before price will move towards. So why don't you wait patiently for price to get to this side for you to? And what's the chances that price is even going to what? Continue up? So this is the same thing over here. Even though we know price is going to move up, but the price you are getting is not favorable. You get me? Price you are getting is not favorable. It's too high. Even though we know it's going to be in the sense that you don't want to be in a deep drawdown. Okay, you don't want to buy in the middle of a zone or in the middle of a move. So if price is getting to this side and it is retracing, the retracement is not going to be deep. But if it gets to its retracing, the retracement is going to be what? Deep. You are going to be in deep red before it will move to that side. So that's the analogy that I'm giving, or that's the example that I'm giving. So let's wait for the 9 o'clock candle. One thing too is, most of the time when the 9 o'clock candle close, you are going to see, when the 9 o'clock candle close, you are going to see some form of retracement. When the new H4 candle is forming, you are going to see some form of retracement. So the level keeps on rejecting. So early morning, if you entered it over here, you still can break even. So sometimes you have to observe, then you learn from that. You get me? Not every day that you have to enter. Sometimes you need to observe it, even though you have your projection, everything, but you need to observe. So I would like us to wait for the H4 candle to close. So it has moved 2 pips. That's moved 2 pips. So sometimes you just need to observe and learn. You don't have to be entering every position left, right, center. You just need to what? Just observe. Okay. So most of the things that I've been doing was coming from an observation. So I just observe, you get it. So there was no rush in the game, just observe. You don't have to rush the process. By observing, just observing, you become confident when executing, when it comes to execution. So you see, we were not wrong. We were not wrong, but we don't have to be pissed off. So, so with gold, you have to wait for the H4 to close. Okay, wait for the H4 to close. So if the H4 close above this one, because on H1 you have a lot of consolidation. This is H4. So wait for the candle to break above the H4. You get it. So we are going to observe this thing. Let's observe it and see what I'm talking about. Because from experience, even though it has moved, but sometimes it will come back before the major move will start. So let's just observe the H4. I'm going to wait for the 9 o'clock candle to close before I will leave the stream. So if you have time, let's observe it and see, because we are all learning from the stream, learning from the candle. The best way to learn is what? To observe. I'm coming. I have to do some. So I'm back. So it was not advisable to. Why, Brenny, today no job? Okay. Myself, I'll close. So exactly what I said. You get it. So it's not always It's not advisable to buy at the middle of a. In the middle of a moving candle. You see, it is retracing. So supposing you entered now, you are shivering on either to hold or. Euro USD2. Let me see. Okay, so Euro you have more time for the 9 o'clock candle to close, 30 minutes. So Euro USD, let's wait for the 30-minute candle to close. So go to the same thing. You wait for the 30-minute candle to close. The H4 candle to close, because anytime that the H4 candle will close, there will be a form of retracement before. GBP USD. I saw this from the start of this month. I wasn't asleep. That was around. I wasn't asleep by then. This level. That was around 2 o'clock. I saw it over here when the H4 candle closed. When this H4 candle closed, the new one. So the entry was around here. Since the H4 has been able to close above, when you move to the H1, the H1 gave an entry. So this point, so if I'm entering, this is a point. If I'm entering, this is going to be the point you are going to enter. This is a point. Stop is going to be it. Then you target this zone. So that's the best area we could have gotten a trade. That's the best area. But because of the time was the problem. So this would have been the entry candle. So you enter over here. I don't know whether to, since I've been trading on the higher time frame, I don't know whether to be entering trades. But I'm observing it for some time. Maybe sometime you'll be seeing me entering some trades on the lending session, because the way I'm missing moves, the same thing as last week too. Last week too, I missed a lot of. I missed this move. If you can remember, I missed this move too. This move too also happened. I missed this move. I missed this move last week. This move too. When did it happen? I might start entering at Asian session. But when you are trading the Asian session, make sure, as I said, wait for the H4 to close above support or resistance. I'll start entering trades on H4. I'm just observing it. So that one too, the entry would have been around, let me see. The entry would have been around this side. This was the entry. You get it? The entry was around this side. What candle was that? 3 o'clock. You get it? 3 o'clock candle. I might start entering it. I might start giving it a small position size. This will be the entry. You get it? So last week I missed this move. It happened during the Asian session. This move too, because of it was this move. Where was it? The H4. That was this one. That too was news event. And this move, I was observing it. This move. The same thing happened today. So you see the reason why I was saying it's not advisable to enter in the middle of a zone. Always make sure you are entering when it is close area of interest. Experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher in the game. You don't want to be in a deep drawdown. Okay, so if you entered it here, now the market is retracing. You don't know whether, because I don't believe, or I don't see this one to be a strong area. The candles or price can easily break beneath this one. But if it is H4 or daily, it is going to take a long time for it to break. Let's see, Euro USD2. The 30-minute candle has broken it, but we don't rely. One thing is, when H4 close, it is going to make some pullback. So let's wait for the H4 candle to close. When it's left to 25 minutes, so when it's closed, then we make a decision and we close the stream. One thing is, you don't have to get worried. The market is going to present opportunity. Sometimes I used to get worried I'm not getting trade, but from observation or from experience, I noticed that no matter what, there will be a time that you will get an entry. So you don't have to be bothered about not getting an entry. You have to slow down. Just slow down. Don't get worried. In the market, not every day is payday. Not every day is payday. So it is making the retracement. You have your account can sustain the stop loss. So you need to check your stop loss in the margin. So you have to you wait for the H4 to close. So wait for the H4 candle to close because you have a resistance over here. And the way good is so you wait for the H4 to close. If you close above this one, it depends on where it will close. So it depends on where it will close. So this is the resistance. So if it's close above this one, then it should be beneath, because mostly its structure gets invalidated when it breaks a dip of a candle or a tip of a candle. So if it breaks this one, if it is making a retracement, the only way it is going to invalidate your setup is when it breaks above. You have candle, the way you have as a pattern structure, we have candle structure too. So if it breaks the next resistance, especially on the higher time frame, the possibility that it is going to invalidate your setup is very high. So I usually place, but I prefer placing it beneath H4. By looking at this points, placing it over here is going to be it's going to be big. The stop loss is going to be big. So maybe if you can take the risk and put it on maybe H4, H1 or M30, it will be cool. Okay, you find the next structure, then you place it over there. So you see, you dodge a bullet. Wow. USD is making a deep retracement. So let's wait for the H4. We are waiting for the H4 to close. So I'm sure since it has been slow for the past distance, we are going to see some volume. We are going to see some sort of volume. When the 9 o'clock, mostly 9 o'clock to bring in volume. So it's left to some few minutes for it to close. So you always have to put yourself in the best position to win a trade. You have to always put yourself in the best position to win a trade. So we avoided these bullets. We dodged these bullets rather. So those times I would have entered and I would lose. Even though I'm not saying it has been Yeah, I'm not saying it has been invalidated, but imagine being in this drawdown. Yeah, you close it. You have to understand like where you are putting your stop loss and this. Even though, yeah, not every trader the moment you entered, it's going to be in your favor. But it's like in life, if you are losing something, it happens very fast. But yeah, if you are losing it, but if you are succeeding it, or if you are working on something, it takes a lot of time. It's the same thing. If you are losing a trade, it takes very fast, then you lose the trade. But if the trade is moving in your favor, it will move to test your emotions before it will get to. That's how it works. It will test your emotions before it will move in your favor. So it is really making a deep retracement. Really making a deep retracement. So if this one breaks, the chances of it moving down is very high. So we've learned a lesson today. You get it? We've learned that you don't have to buy in the middle of a moving candle. That's, you don't have to catch a falling knife. Allow the market to rest on a stronger area, such as the daily, the weekly, the H4 time frame. That's the best area to enter a position. So, and mostly to when H4 candle open, you see, let me see how the candle has formed. H4 candle. Sometimes it can make a deep retracement before it will move, because up, no retracement. So maybe you might be seeing a retracement. But let's see. Let's wait for the 9 o'clock candle to close. What is Euro USD doing? Euro USD. So I'm sure this one is going to make a turning point. It is going to make a turning point to this side. So I'm not in any of these moves. Okay. So as I've said it, if you see me in a trade, you see my risk management too. I will be doing this. It shows that I'm in a trade. But if you don't see this thing, I'm not in any trade. If you don't see those things, I'm not in any trade. The retracement is deep. So you dodge a bullet. So you have to learn. We have to learn from this. We don't have to enter in the middle of a zone. Always make sure from your stop loss, from where you are entering to the area of interest, is not that far. Okay, it's not that far. So this is the entry. So assume maybe if you entered it over here, at least you would have gotten a nice risk to reward, 22 pips. If your stop loss is around 11, that will not be bad. You get it? That won't be bad. If your risk 12 pips, getting that wasn't bad. But if I'm entering it over here, so the chances of it moving very deep if the H4 candle close is very high. So you see the M30 candle is not strong. It's not a stronger area. It's not a stronger area. H1, if it's closed like this, the possibility that H12 is going to continue down is very high. So you see, the zone is being rejected. The zone is getting rejected. So 11 minutes for it to close. Africa. Okay, so I'm thinking there's not going to be any better thing during the 9 o'clock in the closure. So let's call it a day. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in to the live stream today. So see you tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow, Brenny. So YouTube, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly do so to subscribe to the channel and give a like to the stream. Okay, so see you tomorrow, same time tomorrow. We are coming live tomorrow to break down the charts. Okay, bye bye to you all.